Hi everybody, this is Harmony with Harmony Stitches and welcome to my channel. Whether you are a returning subscriber or this is the first time you spending time with me and checking out what I chatter on about here on my channel, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with me. This is a channel where I talk about my crafting journey, and it usually revolves around cross stitch, as I find that that's the thing that I'm gravitating towards these days. But I also have some knitting and sometimes crochet thrown in there. I may actually start a crochet blanket for a Christmas present soon, so we'll see if that happens. So anyway, I want to apologize for last week's technical difficulties. My iPad just isn't working for me anymore. It doesn't have enough storage. I had to cut 8 minutes of conversation out of the video last week, and that was pretty upsetting to me. So this week I'm trying my phone because it has a lot more storage space. Hopefully I don't have to cut things out. So if the conversation last week seemed kind of choppy, that's why, and I apologize. So hopefully it will be better from now on. Hopefully my phone will work. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First WIP was from the Wheel Spin last week, and it's You Serious Clark. This is a pattern that I got from Etsy, and it is for a Christmas gift for a coworker, so don't tell. And my goal was to get the ear flap finished. I had the right one finished, and I had to do the left one, and I actually got it finished. Here, let me get, sorry, let me grab something to put behind it. I got it finished, and I got the inside of the ear flaps done, and the words even. I got the words done. So now all that I have left is to do the little spots up there on top. And for all of the red stitching, except for the stuff inside the ear flaps and on the flap on top, I used 2 strands, and I think this is 20 count. It might be 20 count, it might be 18 count. I forgot. I did count it when I started, obviously, to see if the fabric was big enough. I gotta set that down. So it is pretty tiny. And so it is pretty, I don't know if you can tell, it is pretty thick, but I like it. But then on the other parts, I'm only using 1 strand to give it a little bit of a different dimension, a little bit of a different texture, because that's supposed to be inside of fur. So it's working out. So my goal is, obviously, if you've been with me for a while, if I'm this close to finishing something, I continue working. So my goal is to finish this today. And today's Sunday, August. We're not going to go backward to August. It's October 17th. So I hope to finish this today so that way I can be done with this. I am on the hunt for a finishing piece so I can get this done for her for Christmas. I found one that I think I might like. I saw someone post about it on Facebook, but I've been to the store a couple of times now, a couple of different stores actually, and I can't find it. I don't know if it's just they haven't unpacked everything for Christmas yet, or they just haven't received any, or maybe the name of the store, the person said was incorrect, and maybe I'm looking at the wrong spot. But I'm going to keep looking. I have some ideas. I will find something. I know it. Okay, so the next WIPs that I worked on, well, one was a WIP and one was a new start. These are Gobble and Hello Pumpkin from Stitching with the Housewives. And I started these on 28 count black Monaco, and my goal was to get the bottom bits done so that way when I go to stitch day on Saturday the 23rd, I can stitch the cup, and there's a lot of white stitches and there will be less counting. So I'll show you an update on pumpkin. Ooh, let's get that magazine back. Update on pumpkin. I put the stems in, and I think I put that in. I don't know if I had that last week when I showed you or not, but I got a little bit more done on that. I'm ready to start the cup. And then this one is Gobble. I didn't have any of this started, so all of this is new. I started with the pumpkin, and then these are ears of corn, but it's not quite finished yet. And it'll look a lot better when I have the cup behind it. So I'm almost ready to start the cup on this one. I have to finish the ears of corn. And this, for these two, I'm using a mix of the called for overdyed floss and then the conversion to the DMC, just depending on what I wanted for the variegation. So I know I wanted the pumpkins, the orange pumpkins and Hello Pumpkin to be variegated. So I went ahead and bought the pumpkin harvest for that one. Okay, so next up is Pandemic. I told you I would show it to you a total of 3 more times. When I got the cross stitches done, when I got the back stitching done, and then when I got it framed. So you know that means that I've got something done, right? So I have it off of the frame. I'm going to try to show it all to you. Hopefully we'll be a success in this. I did start some of the back stitching. I have 2.5 pages done of the back stitching. So this is very big. I'm going to try to show it all. I'm going to have to stand. And I can't really see if I got it all, but here, let's fold it so I can. All right, and I want to show you this back stitching. So there's 2 colors to use for the back stitching, or at least that's the way that the pattern was designed. Some of the back stitching you use, and this pattern was designed to be monochromatic, to use just one color. So it was designed to use the main color for most of the back stitching. There's a couple areas where you have to back stitch on top of the stitches, and then you use your fabric color. So I'll show you, I have examples of 2 of those, or both of those. So here I have the little things on the top of the bird's head. And then those are in the main color. And then over here I have some butterflies that are stitched. Oops, here, trying to get closer. They are back stitched in DMC 712 to match the fabric. This is 28 count Monaco. I think it's antique white. I stitched it with DMC 915. I want to show you these flowers right here too. So see these flowers right here, and this big flower? That's with the back stitching, and this one over here needs the back stitching still. So it definitely changes the look tremendously with that back stitching. But it took me about 2 hours to get that done. Oh, look, there's some butterflies over here. So, once I get that other flower back stitched, that is the bulk of the back stitching, really. Like, there's no other motif, however you want to say that word, on this project that has that much back stitching. So if I can get through at least that motif tonight, then I will be smooth sailing for the rest of this, and my goal is to have this done by the time I leave for stitch day on Saturday. If I don't get it done by that time, because I have to leave at about 9-10 a.m., then I will finish it up in the evening when I get home, if my fingers can make it. So I am finished with all of the cross stitching on this piece, which I almost cried because it's been such a journey. I did find quite a few spots that I missed things. Quite a few videos ago, when I was stitching on page 5 and then moved to page 4, someone had mentioned about a heart and some negative space, and they weren't sure if I was missing something. I thank you, because I had that in the back of my mind, and so when I took it off the frame and I was going over it and over it and over it to find the spaces, I did find the space that I think you were speaking of, and I fixed that. And that was, let me show you. So if that was you, you can let me know. Oh, if I can find it. It's upside down, so it's right here. I was missing the top of this one. I had this one done and I was missing the top. So it was completely white right there. So thank you so much, because if you hadn't have said anything, I wouldn't have had that thought in the back of my head to go back and check to see. I may have caught it on my own, but it was so super helpful to have that heads up in advance. So I am looking forward to having this done. I'm so excited. I have 2 other pieces that need to be framed, and I want to try lacing them, stretching and lacing them myself, and then seeing if I can do this. I know this is quite large, and but I want to give it a try. Okay, so this week's WIP Wheel Spin landed here on Alice in Wonderland, and this is the sale by Force Embroidery. I put this down quite a while ago because I was not feeling it, or maybe feeling pressure of getting stitching on pandemic while trying to keep up with this. So this is where I'm at so far. And I'm not even finished with that clue down there. Let's fold it in half. There's right here, there's quite a bit more that I haven't even gotten to. And they're all the way over on the other side, all the way over here. And I think that's actually where I'm going to start. This is quite wrinkly, but there's also wrinkles in it from the coffee tea dye. Over here is the Cheshire Cat, and I think I want to stitch him. There's a mushroom with the caterpillar here in the center, so I might stitch him as well. So now that there's a lot of pieces out, I can pick and choose what pieces I want to stitch. And that's kind of where I'm landing. I want to do the caterpillar and the toadstool, and I want to do Cheshire Cat. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll see if I can get those done. I actually did get a lot of stitching done on my lunch break this week, so we'll see if I can accomplish that again. And I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get pandemic done by Wednesday, and then I'll have a lot more free time, and I'll get a lot more stitched on these other things. So I do want to... we'll talk about that when I get done, because I do have a knitting and I do have some purchases, and then we'll talk about goals for the week. So, okay, so my card knitting is my Musselburg hat by Ysolda Teague. I am stitching this with lolodidit. Of course, it's gonna blow out pink. I wonder why that is. But it's a white base with kind of purpley smudges. I wish that you could see that better. I am stitching this on US 3's magic loop method, and I finished the increases, and then I'm just in plain stockinette round and round and round. I did some math, and I measured my gauge. It's gonna fit, right? I think so. Every time I measure my gauge, I'm coming up with a little bit different here and there, so I just decided to go with it. But it is coming out lovely. I like the fabric. I did go down, when I made my husband's, I actually stitched his on a size 4 needle. And when I started this one, I didn't like the fabric on it. It's the same exact yarn, just different colorway. But I didn't like the fabric. So I went down, and I'm much more satisfied with the fabric that it's making. And it doesn't focus. I don't know why, but my camera doesn't focus. So I'm happy about that. We just got back from Saginaw, so I was able to knit on the way there and on the way back and in between stores. So I got quite a bit done, which is lovely. It's still going to take me a while, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Okay, purchases. The other day I went to Dollar General, which is, my favorite store to get things because they're cheap. This is $2. This is a little Christmas jar. And I don't know if I will put cross stitch on it or not, or if just leave it the way it is. Either way, it's super cute, and it was $2 stinking bucks. Can't beat $2. Okay. And then we went to Joann's because I wanted to get this punch needle and primitive stitcher magazine, because I'm collecting these 4, because they have the buffalo plaid seasons by the Stitching with the Housewives. So I wanted these. I have 2. I just need a winter. So, which is coming out soon. This one I'm a little late on. I don't know what month it comes out, but it just says fall issue. But they put out the sneak peek on September 2nd saying that it was coming soon. So I'm quite late on getting it, but it was still there. The punch needle and primitive stitcher for the fall version. fall edition. So I got that. And there's actually, it's $10 for the magazine, which is a good price for one pattern. But there's several, I bet you there's several in here that I would not mind stitching. So, I mean, even, I don't really go for those, but I would stitch that, especially if I gave it as a gift. There is punch needle in here, and I don't do punch needle, but this one's kind of cute and primitive. I like, even if I did the pumpkin bowl, that would be pretty cute. And I'm not going to thumb through the whole thing. You guys can take a look, but ooh, look at this one. I have a punch needle thing over there, so got to be careful. That's kind of cute. Kitty's sitting on a pumpkin. And I like white pumpkins, so. All right. So even if I could stitch 2 patterns out of here, I think that it's worth the money to have them. I've been contemplating getting a subscription with them because it's $40 a year, which is the price of the 4 magazines that come out each year. But you get access to all of the back issues, like all of them from the beginning. But I have so many patterns that I can't stitch right now because I only have 1 set of hands, that I don't feel that this is the time for me to spend the $40 on that subscription. Maybe if I get all caught up and I don't have as many that I want to stitch, then maybe I can go ahead and get that subscription and download the ones that I want, or however I don't know how their program works. So, and then I bought, they had fall picks at Joann's, buy 1, get 3 free. Then you could also use your 50% off coupon that's in your account right now. So I got 4 because they were cheap. These are just some foliage with these little leaves. They're a little bit more pink than, they're a maroon. The lighting is not very good today. It's late in the afternoon. So I got 2 of those, and I kind of have a feeling that I might cut the stems off and lay them sideways and use these for the Mary Sampler 2. That was a free chart from Plum Street Samplers. So I might do that and like put a little burlap bow in the center. I've been on the lookout. So I was going to put it on a piece that I already have at home, but then we were at Pennies today and I saw a piece that they had there, and it was very expensive. All of their stuff is very expensive. My family was just blown away at the price tags on their items. But I know that there's a piece similar without any decoration at Dollar General for only $8. So if I hurry up and go get that, then I will have my piece and I will have my all of my piece. Well, I need some backing fabric, I think, to go behind it. But besides that, I'm almost there on that one. So I've been looking for a while. I also got this one. I don't remember having this one in my hand. So I wonder if this was a mistake and I did not want to buy this. I'm not really sure. Now that I'm home and I'm like, why did I don't think that I meant to pick this one. I must have had 2 in my hand and put down the wrong one. But that's okay because 3 of these were free. And then I got this. These are wooden leaves that are painted red. And that's pretty much the color of it. So one of them's dirty, but that's okay. I figured that I could even take these off of here and do something else with them. They had another one, but the leaves on them were quite damaged, so I didn't get that one. Okay, so that's all of my WIPs and my progress and my purchases for the week. And then my upcoming plans is to at least stitch 1 character on Alice in Wonderland, whether I choose the Toadstool with the caterpillar or the Cheshire Cat. I want to at least get one of those 2 done. And I need to finish the hat on Eusebius Clark. Hopefully that'll be done today. And then my goal is by the end of the week, by the end of this week, by Saturday the 23rd, when I go to sleep on Saturday, October 23rd, to have Pandemic 100% complete. And I think it's completely doable because, like I said, most of the backstitching on the thing is really those 2 flowers. There's butterflies here and there, and, you know, like whiskers on some bunnies and some birds and some fish and things. But I mean, really like the biggest motifs that there are to stitch are those 2 flowers. So I think I'm going to finish this hat and then I'll start stitching on it again, because I did work on it this morning and got quite a bit done. But I will finish the hat and then work on Pandemic until bed. See how far I get. But my goal is to get that bad boy done by the end of the week. And then I will show it to you on Sunday on my next video. And then I won't show it to you again until it gets framed. But that means there's a whole lot of stitching time that's freed up for all of these WIPs and all these new starts. I have so many new starts already kitted up and ready to go. It's not even funny. I'm just ready to go on something else. I usually would put 8 strands a day into Pandemic, which is about 360 stitches with my tension. And it takes about 2 hours for me to do that. So now I can put in 360 stitches into something else every single day once I get this done. And I'm so excited to do it. Okay. My knitting will still be card knitting whenever we go somewhere. I didn't ride with my husband very much this week because he did grocery shopping on his own on Friday while I was at work. He took a couple days off. I did do a couple rows on Thursday evening when my daughter was getting her senior pictures done. I tried to not be a burden, or what did my coworker said? You don't want to suck the life out of her during her pictures. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. I couldn't find the words, but I tried to just take the pressure off of her and let her do her thing and have fun with the photographers. We know the photographers, so we were just having a really great evening and it was a really great time, but I was knitting for most of it. It did rain for, just like a light sprinkle for a minute or two. So I did tuck it back in my bag. So, but I did get a couple rows done. I finished the increases, so that was fun. Okay, anything else I have to talk to you about? I don't think so. There was some great conversation that was going on here last week, but like I said, I had to cut it out. So hopefully with this new setup, I really didn't want to use my phone. I was hoping that I'd be able to continue to use the iPad, but it's just not working for me. There's not enough storage. And I'm not going to ask for another iPad just to get bigger storage. I'll just use my phone because I have plenty on it. So, if you are in Michigan and you're a cross stitcher in the mid-Michigan area and you're going to the Stitch Day on October 23rd, I hope to see you there. I am very shy and introverted, so please do not take offense if I don't say anything to you. Feel free to come and introduce yourself to me, sit at my table, or I don't know how that's all going to work, but I do plan to be there about 10 minutes early, just because it makes me even more nervous to walk in late. I'd rather be early than late. It really causes me some anxiety. So please feel free to come up to me and talk to me. I am going to bring some things to give away to people. I don't know how the organizer of the event will handle those, but I'm just going to give them to her and have her do that. So if you're in Michigan, I hope to see you. I did one thing. I did a thing the other day. I did sign up for StitchCon and I got a spot and I went ahead and paid the invoice on faith that I could find the money to go. My husband said, how are you going to pay for it? I said, I'm not quite sure. But I know that I'm going to be able to find the money to go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to save a portion of my spending money each month. I'm going to find a way to go. So, I think that will be some great fun. Very hard for this introverted person, but I've done conferences before I was in some direct sales companies before and I went to several conferences. So I know that I won't die. I'll be able to make it through, but I did pay my invoice and I'm ready to go. I'm going to weekend B, June 16th through the 19th. So there's quite a ways, it's quite a ways away. I did find a roommate. She booked a hotel room. It's very affordable. I'm very excited. So that's something to look forward to, but there's a whole bunch of things in between now and then. We've got Thanksgiving month. Yes, Thanksgiving month. We have Christmas. We have New Year's. We might have a family trip in there if the COVID situation gets better. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things to look forward to between now and then. Oh, graduation, for crying out loud. My daughter's graduating. We'll have her party before I go. I mean, it's going to be a great year. So I'm excited for all of those things as well. So anyway, have a great week. Get some stitching in, get some crafting time in, and I will see you either on Saturday in person or right back here next Sunday. Bye.